Sharonna Jones' life sentence commuted by Obama. What about black men? Sharonna Jones' life sentence commuted by Obama. Now, what about black men? Thank you for tuning in to the Black Political Buzz Network, and my name is Laurel. On this vlog, I want to speak on the recent pardon of Sharonna Jones. Sharonna Jones, age 48, black female. She served 16 years in a Texas prison as a first-time nonviolent drug offender. I repeat, Sharonna Jones, black female, age 48. She served 16 years in a federal prison in the state of Texas as a first-time nonviolent drug offender. She was accused of conspiring to sell drugs, cocaine. For that first-time nonviolent offense, Sharonna Jones was sentenced to life in prison 16 years ago in 1999. The Texas criminal justice system had no choice but to sentence Sharonna Jones to life due to former President Bill Clinton's mandatory drug sentencing laws. Former President Bill Clinton, as many of you all remember, signed into law a congressional act of mandatory sentencing of first-time drug offenders. And for crack cocaine, they were sentenced to life. Sharonna Jones was accused or convicted of conspiring to sell crack cocaine. So for her charge, she was sentenced to life in a federal prison as a first-time nonviolent drug offender selling some crack cocaine. Now, if you sold powder cocaine, you didn't really go to jail, because powder cocaine was something that black people could not afford during that time. Only crack was something that black people could afford to purchase because it was made from scraps and sold cheap. And for selling crack cocaine, or for being accused of, even if you were accused of selling crack cocaine, you got life in prison. Now, when they sentenced Sharonna Jones to life in federal prison for conspiring to sell crack cocaine, they didn't even have any evidence on this woman. She was charged with several charges and acquitted with every charge except the conspiracy charge. She was acquitted of all charges because there was no evidence except for the conspiracy charge. That's the charge that sent her to federal prison for life. At the time Sharonna Jones was sentenced to federal prison in 1999, she had an 8-year-old daughter. Miss Jones was a successful hairstylist. She had her own hair salon in Terrell, Texas. At the time she was sentenced to federal prison, she was the mother of an 8-year-old little girl, and she had a successful hair salon in Terrell, Texas. She got caught up with the wrong people and sent to federal prison for 16 years. She had no prior criminal record. Miss Jones had no prior criminal record, but due to former President Bill Clinton's mandatory drug sentencing laws, due to Bill Clinton's mandatory drug sentencing laws, the Texas criminal justice system's hands were tied. They had no choice but to give her the sentence that she received. And for that, she spent 16 years. The state of Texas spent $1.2 million incarcerating Miss Jones. And her little girl, who is now a woman, grew up without a mother in the home. Grew up without a mother in the home. She had a mother, but she was locked up. Today, December 20th, 2015, President Barack Obama Jr. commuted Sharonda Jones' sentence. Today, Barack Obama Jr., along with 94 other federal imprisoned inmates for minor offenses, Sharonda Jones was commuted. Her sentence was commuted, and she's now free. She's now free 16 years later as a first-time nonviolent drug offender. That's a shame. Now, Hillary Clinton is running for president. And today is December 18th. I apologize for the date. Today is December 18th, not the 20th. So I apologize for giving you the wrong date. I'll correct that. And now Hillary Clinton is running for president. How many thousands more of black people are in prison right now as first-time nonviolent drug offenders, serving life sentences or serving long mandatory sentences due to the mandatory drug sentencing laws signed into law under Bill Clinton's administration? Now, I'm very happy that Sharonda Jones was finally commuted from prison 16 years later. I just don't understand why President Obama didn't do it sooner. He's been in office now for almost 8 years. He knew about Sharonda Jones. Her daughter and her daughter's mother's lawyers had written President Obama seeking this woman's pardon when he first was elected president. So he knew about her case. But now he's at the end of his term, his second term. Hillary Clinton and the Democrats need a boost, so he's gonna let her go now. He could have let her go 7 years ago. President Obama could have commuted Sharonda Jones' sentence 7 years ago. But see, the Democrats are in trouble with black voters. That's right, Democrats are in trouble with black voters because they haven't done anything for black voters in 7 years, but gave us some food stamps. Some of us, not all of us. I mean, I don't want any food stamps, but that's all they gave me was some food stamps. You gonna let this woman go now? You could have let her go 7 years ago. Oh, so if Democrats were not in trouble with black voters, then would Sharonda Jones still be in prison? I'm gonna ask that question again. If Democrats were not in trouble with black voters for the 2016 election, would President Obama have commuted Sharonda Jones' sentence, or would she still be in jail? Okay, so he's commuted Sharonda Jones' sentence. But what about all these black men? Now, I see that the Democrats are coming out showing, their kindness, showing their random acts of kindness towards black women. But what about the black men? They still paying the cops to shoot black men and then paying the families off with a couple of $1 million. They still leaving these black men in prison, and now they're getting ready to build a new prison in Connecticut and lock up black men from the ages of 18 to 25 and pay the state of Connecticut to conduct medical research on these 18 to 25-year-old young black men. Brain research. So I see Democrats performing random acts of kindness for black women. But what about these black men? I don't see Democrats doing anything for these black men. They're not giving them jobs. They're keeping them in jail. They're letting the cops shoot them and kill them. Now, you can't fool me. I'm not stupid. All because I'm a black woman? Yes, I am very happy that Sharonda Jones is out of prison. I'm very happy. She should have been out of prison 7 years ago. Should have been released 7 years ago when Obama first went in office and found out about her sentence. But I'm not going to ignore the fact that I see Democrats doing zero, nothing, squat for these black men. So you're going to let the black women go free and leave the black men in prison. You're going to give the jobs to the black women and let the black men remain unemployed so the cops can kill them. And no, I'm not anti-cop, and y'all know this, so don't even go there with that. I don't hate cops at all. There's something wrong with this picture. Now you're going to divide the country even further. Oh, President Obama's policies, he's already divided our country enough. White against black, black against cops. You know, our country is very divided now. Christians against non-Christians. Muslims against, white people. You got the country now divided. Immigrants against American citizens. Our country now is divided. Now President Obama is trying to divide the black race. He's trying to divide black women against black men. So you're going to help the black women and leave the black men in prison. Don't even want to get the black men jobs. So I'm going to ask this question again. Sharonda Jones, life sentence commuted by Obama. But what about black men? What about black men? Thank you for tuning in to the Black Political Buzz Network. My name is Laurel. Good night.